Joel, what was last Sunday like for you?
Oh, it was well, obviously I wanted to be out there. You know what I mean? That was the hardest part. All day Sunday I was just like I should be preparing for this game, but watching it was pretty exciting. The first play, it's a good start and um it was fun. If it was a lot closer, I'd probably be a lot more stressed out, but when you get up, 35-7, you can breathe a little bit. But it was tough not being out there. But I was so proud of how the guys fought and just the execution and just how everybody kind of came together and picked up the slack for guys that were out. Ov, Denzel, myself, Kevin, Coach Stefanski. Like there was a whole group of guys and just everybody who needed to step up, made a play, and it was really cool to kind of experience that from the top down.
After the first Steelers game, the one at the end of the regular season, everybody was so pumped for you that you were going to get to play in the playoffs here finally. So, how happy are you that you're going to get that opportunity when it looked like, it might not happen given what transpired last week?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's huge. The team won that game and we moved on to the divisional round. But again, like obviously, I'm excited. I'm ready to get out there and ready to play, do my best. But it was always about the team and how they were going to respond. And we've been in those situations all year, and it was just really cool to see those guys step up and make plays. But obviously, I'm pumped to keep playing and ready to get after it this weekend.
Thanks, Jake. Tom Withers is next.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Joel, if we saw the Bitonio cam, if there was footage of how you watched that game, what would it look like?
I was sitting in a chair downstairs in my basement. Had the TV. It was a big TV. I got like a 70-inch down there, and I was just watching. I was pretty calm though. Like I tried not to get too excited or too too up or too down. You know what I mean? I was just like taking it one play at a time. But when you go up, 28-0, it's hard not to keep that excitement in.
And can you just talk about the job that Michael did in that spot, and then Blake gets thrown out there at the end, and just how those guys stepped up in your absence?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Mike's been here since a few days into training camp this year, and he's just been an awesome person, from the get-go. So the way he works, the way he attacks every day, even though he hadn't been playing, he was on practice squad for most of the year. The way he learns, like he did everything that he possibly could to be ready to be thrown in that situation. And obviously, you had guys like Hub and Nick who were, supposed to be there, but they were banged up. And he went in and took advantage of that. And he played a great game. I mean, the thing is, when you play a position in football, like that's the position I was watching the whole game was left guard. And I was just like, man, he's killing it right now. He did a great job. And, obviously it was tough to see him go down, but he put everything on the line for that. And it's a testament really to who he is as a person and the work he's put in all year to go out there and accomplish that. But I was very happy for him because, he proved he can play in this league and be a guy.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. Anthony Posal, you're up.
Hey, Joel, I know you just said that you were, pretty calm for most of it in the first quarter at least, but I'm just curious what your reaction was the very first play with the snap going over Big Ben's head. I mean, there's no way you stayed seated on the couch for that, right?
No, I stood up for that one, made sure we got the recovery, but it was more of a shock thing, like make sure there's no penalties, make sure, everything's right. But it's funny because, when we sit on the sideline, usually me or JC or Jack or Wyatt, one of the guys would look at each other and be like, all right, let's get a pick six here, or let's get a fumble here. And for it to happen on the first play was, it was just, I mean, it was a great start. And, the crazy part was, my neighbors all know where I live. And after the game, they were outside my house, going crazy, lighting off fireworks. My wife got some of the footage on video, and it was pretty cool, man. It was just cool how, I was kind of part of the celebration in the sense where you don't really get to experience that when you're playing in the games.
Definitely. And just bouncing off again on Michael Dunn and Hans, like, what does that say about the offensive line in general, that those two guys were just able to step in such a flawless way, and just the cohesion that you guys have, not just as players, but with your coaches as well, that they were just able to step in like that?
Yeah, it starts from the top, with Coach Callahan, Coach Peters, Coach Cordell. They've all done a good job of making sure those guys are ready to play because they don't get the reps, all year. It's like O-linemen don't really rotate like that unless someone's banged up. They don't get the reps they have to do on practice, on the scout team and stuff like that. But it was great. And then I think it's a testament to JC, leading the line out there and really just being able to communicate with those guys because, they come from a different system and stuff. But if they understand some of the terminology, the way, the way he explains it and stuff like that. I think JC and Jed, communicating with those guys at left guard was a big key to it as well.
Thank you, Anthony. We'll go to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Joel, great to see you. I know your kind of take on motivation is, you'll always be as motivated as you always are. But, Jarvis did say, this one's for Joel. I'm just wondering, what did it mean for you some of your teammates to have that feeling of inspiration to, get you to the next round?
Oh, I was very appreciative. I had so many people reach out to me and so many people, check on me and my health and my family. It was really overwhelming in that sense. But, it's hard to put into words, it means a lot in the sense that I've been here for a long time and you try and put in everything that you can. And you want to be in those big games. You want to, you watch teammates and stuff play in those big games. And to hear a guy like Jarvis or Baker say that they're, playing for me was big, but I was just proud of everybody and I'm ready to be out there with those guys this week.
And, obviously everybody has different experiences with COVID and we talked to a bunch of your teammates and even your head coach about his. So what was yours like and how you doing?
Yeah, I was pretty normal. I was a little tired on Monday and Tuesday, but that's pretty normal for me, after 17 weeks of a season. So I wasn't thinking anything of it. I didn't really get too sick symptom-wise. I did lose taste and smell for a little bit, mostly smell. I could taste a little bit, but I was good. My family stayed healthy. I quarantined in the basement, and they were upstairs, and they tested negative this whole time, so that they're doing good, which was big for me. And I made it out okay. And I know a lot of people struggle with it, so I was happy to make it out all right.
Thank you, Nate. Jeff Shadell is next.
Hey, Joel. How frustrating was that? You never missed a game for 4 years, and you had to play hurt in a lot of those games, yet that this got you. And then I also want to ask, how do they test your little daughter to make sure she's negative?
Yeah, so for me, it was tough because the games I had missed prior to my career, I was in a boot or I knew I couldn't go out there and perform, and I felt like if I had to play on last Sunday night, I was going to be able to play. So that was the hardest part. Is I felt healthy enough to go out there and play, and I couldn't be out there with the guys, which felt like you let those guys down a little bit. But like I said, they stepped up huge, and then they just do it like everybody else. For my daughter, they put they swab the nostril. They don't go up into the brain or anything, but they swab the nostril and it tickles her a little bit. But she's a trooper. My wife, I haven't seen her do it, but my wife said she's a beast. So it's she likes it. She laughs when they test her. So it's like pretty much like everybody else.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Joel, I know you still talk to Joe Thomas, and I was just thinking the fact that he never got to play in the playoffs and now, you're able to win, so that gives you the chance this week. Does that just kind of drive home how special it is?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I talked to Case, I've talked to Joe, and, Case has been a lot of places in this league, and he told me about, he's like, you go through a room and you hear like, oh, how many guys have played in the playoffs here? And, usually it's not, unless a team has been there, it's usually, 10 guys or less on a team. So it's hard to make it in the playoffs in this league. And Joe Thomas texted me, and he was obviously hurting for me, but he was the most confident Browns fan I've been around. He was telling me that we're going to win. He's like, there's no doubt in my mind we're winning this game. Like I know it for sure. So he was very confident, that we were going to pull this out. So he knew I was going to get another shot. But no, it's tough, man. It's tough to win in this league, and it's tough to be in those positions. And I'm just grateful to have a chance to play.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Marla Ridenour has our next question.
Yeah, Joel, it's great to see you. I have a question about the neighbors. Do you think they would have been shooting those fireworks off? Was it just for you, or did they already stock up?
I think they stocked up. They were excited that the Browns were going to the playoffs and winning that game. But it was cool, man. There was a good amount of them out there, and you heard them, and I think they were ready to celebrate, if we won anyways. But it was very cool. It's kind of like that scene in Remember the Titans, when they're about to go to state championship, and he's like, we're not working tonight. We're we're going to go tell them we're going to state. And it was kind of a cool moment. But no, we have great neighbors, and a lot of them sent over food and stuff like that, and we're very appreciative of that.
So, I mean, so you didn't have any like fever, chills, any of that, some of the bad stuff your teammates had?
No, they sent me a thermometer and little thing that goes on your finger, and I was checking 3 times a day, and I was always good. You know, I felt pretty normal. I napped a lot the first couple of days, like I said, but I was in meetings last week, and I was focused. I was trying to go through it like I was about to play the game, watching the film and stuff. I was pretty locked in, but no, I felt overall pretty good.
Thank you. You're lucky. Thanks.
Thank you, Marlo. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Hey, Joel, what makes this team so special? You know, you guys just really feel like you have, you know, something going on here. And what makes you guys so confident as you head into this game? It's like I've never really seen a team quite this confident before.
Yeah, we, you know, I think it starts from the top down. You know, I think, you know, Coach Stefanski has done a good job of making it about the team and talking about, you know, the standard of play that we want to play with around here. So there's been no excuses. You know, when we go out there, we win or lose, it's on us. It's on how we play the game and who's going to be out there. You know, it's who we have for that week and who's going to step up. And there's a standard of play that everybody wants to meet. And, you know, that's what we've kind of worked to on this team. But I think just playing together, you know what I mean? You win some games, you've lost some games this year. You've bounced back a bunch of times and you've been through the fight with guys. So there's a confidence about it. We obviously know we're playing the Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs, you know, one of the best teams in the league. And they got playmakers on offense, obviously, but they got some great players on defense too. We know it's a huge challenge. You know, we know that they're going to come and give it their best shot. It's, you know, win or go home now. But we're trying to focus on ourselves and trying to put the best version of the Browns out there that we can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. We'll take one final question for Joel. Anthony Pulsall, go ahead.
Hey, Joel. Coach Stefanski told us that he had players kind of pranking him all week. He said that Case Keenum was going to, you know, maybe leave a surprise or something in his office just as a welcome back gift. I don't know if anybody's been doing anything like that with you prank wise. And were you texting Coach Stefanski at all on Sunday?
No one's pranked me that I know of. So we'll see if that comes out. But no, we texted a couple times throughout the week, but he said his phone was going to be off, so I didn't want to be the guy that texted. I mean, the amount of text messages I got, you know, through this with people checking in, and like I had a few people ask me if I was watching the game, and I was like, yeah, I'm watching. No, but you know, I realized like he was probably going to be overwhelmed as well, and you know, once we handled our business, I was ready. You know, I was like, all right, I got to get in game mode. I got to get ready to play this next game.